225 years ago, Presbyterians longing for religious and commercial freedom in Northern Ireland turned to the land of the Pilgrim Fathers, where others had found a land of religious and political equality. And in autumn of 1785, a 30-year-old William Stewart, a staunch Presbyterian, climbed aboard the passenger ship Congress in Belfast, accompanied by his very pregnant wife, Margaret Geddes, and their one-year-old son, Archibald. In the middle of the crossing on November the 15th, Margaret gave birth to her second son, John Kerr Stewart. 9 years after arriving in America, and after moving from place to place, William finally settled down in Indiana. He died there in 1810. John Kerr Stewart married Elizabeth Hinderman in March 1855. The couple produced 5 sons and 5 daughters. The last-born son, James Maitland, appeared on the scene in 1839. James was the father of Alex Stewart and the grandfather of the famous Hollywood actor Jimmy Stewart. His mother, Elizabeth Bessie Jackson, was also of Ulster stock. Once when the father Alex heard that his famous son was fond of the drink, he wired him saying, "Let's not forget your mother's side is Irish too, and the Irish have never been able to hold their liquor." During the Second World War, Major James Stewart, as commander of the 703rd Squadron of 20 B-24 Liberators, visited Northern Ireland to be tutored by the RAF on how to get 1,000 bombers in the air at the same time without causing a disaster. Stewart flew in 20 missions over enemy territory as a squadron commander, and he was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross. Later in life he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, America's highest civilian award. He died on the 2nd of July, 1997.
How did you happen to call him Harvey?
It was a rather interesting coincidence on that, Doctor. One night several years ago, I was walking early in the evening down along Fairfax Street. Well, anyway, I was walking down along the street, and I heard this voice saying, "Good evening, Mr. Dowd." Well, I turned around, and here was this big 6-foot rabbit leaning up against a lamppost. I thought nothing of that, because when you've lived in the town as long as I've lived in this one, you get used to the fact that everybody knows your name. And naturally, I went over to chat with him. And then I said to him, I said, "You have the advantage on me. You know my name, and I don't know yours." And right back at me, he said, "What name do you like?" Well, I didn't even have to think twice about that. Harvey's always been my favorite name. So I said to him, I said, "Harvey." And this is the interesting thing about the whole thing. He said, "What a coincidence. My name happens to be Harvey."